Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now there is a story making headline in the newspaper, the Standard Nation, today with the headline, Major talks signal Ruto's one-party plan. That means William Ruto is looking on how he's going to have one party, similar to what Uhuru Kenyatta had in 2017. From Jubilee Coalition to Jubilee Party, because there was URP, TNA, and other small parties that came together to form Jubilee Coalition. And according to that story, Moses Kuria, Chama cha Kazi party is first in line to be swallowed by the president's UDA, bringing to the fore behind the scene negotiation intended to create a major political alignment. Now, if you read this story, one thing that is coming clear to the mind is that already William Ruto is working on 2027 general election. It's barely a month. By the way, even it's not a month. Since he was sworn in, he has not yet finished a month, but he's already working on how he's going to win 2027 general election. And this also explained to what Uhuru did in 2013. Remember, in 2013, they had TNA, URP, and other small parties that came together to form Jubilee Coalition. But then, when the president wanted to vie for the second term in office, he convinced these other party leaders to merge their party together and come out with a Jubilee Party rather than Jubilee Coalition. Of course, it helped him. He won the election. And it also helped him to have a total control of that party. So Ruto is looking into a similar thing. It's just doing the same thing Uhuru Kenyatta did. Saying that when 2027 will be here, we will be no longer talking about Kenya Kwanza coalition. It will be Kenya Kwanza party. And he's going to remain the party leader. I don't know who is going to be the deputy party leader in that party. But then beside all these things, we have people who are going to suffer. And that is where I want to put more of my focus today. Who are the likely people to suffer if Kenya Kwanza is going to collapse all the party to form a coalition party? But it will not be a coalition party. It is going to be just a party, one party, like what they had as Jubilee Party. Who are the likely people to suffer? That is what we want to analyze. But before I go deep into that, just a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but you're not subscribed. So my humble request, please consider subscribing so that another time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give our video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, in comparison to 2017 merger of Jubilee Coalition to Jubilee Party, of course, William Ruto became the biggest casualty. But what helped Ruto was the kind of resources he was able to deploy and make sure that he is having all members of parliament on his side. If Ruto was not able to have enough resources to give out in form of coercing these members of parliament, and even in terms of the handout that he was giving, he could have not managed to marshal enough numbers in formation of UDA party. But because he was able to do that, that's why he managed. Another casualty, of course, it was Eugene Wamalwa. Eugene Wamalwa went there with the New Ford Kenya party. He folded it. At the end of the day, he remained partless from a party leader. And of course, we know in 2027, there was something that Railaodinga helped him to come out with the DAP party. If it was not for Railaodinga, DAP party will not attract more numbers the way it has done in this election. So that is what brought Eugene Wamalwa back to politics. Otherwise, if not, he will have no party and he will not be a party leader. Because tunajua, kwa karatasi wameweka huko yule jamaa mwingine. Anaitwa nani? The former Kandui member of parliament. Wafula wa Mnyinya. But we know the owner of the party, it is Eugene Wamalwa. And therefore, on this line, if Kenya Kwanza is going to fold and become a one party rather than a coalition, then the casualty number one on my list, it is Musalia Wetangula, the ANC party leader. I'm saying this because Musalia Wetangula still has ambitions to become president of the Republic of Kenya at least one time in the future. And for his dream to come real, probably he will need to be a party leader and he need to control a strong political party. What made William Samoei Ruto president? It was a strong political party that he was able to deploy money to make it popular and even attract more people to come in that party. That's exactly what Musalia Wetangula needs to do. If not, he will not be nowhere in 2032. Remember, Uhuru tried to reduce William Ruto. If Ruto would have not managed to have UDA party the way it is as of now, he will be nowhere. So, by Musalia Wetangula accepting to fold his ANC party, merge it with the UDA party, he loses the position of the party leader. And that alone make him to be vulnerable because he will be no longer a party leader. Maybe he will be elected to be the deputy party leader. And Ruto will be party leader there. And that alone will make Musalia Wetangula lose control of the party. So when they are negotiating, it is William Ruto negotiating as the party leader. The way even Uhuru was negotiating in Azimio as the party leader of Jubilee Party. It was not William Ruto. So look at that. It means what Ruto will be pushing for is what is going to happen. Now, I'm seeing people saying that Kenya should just have two strong political parties, like what we have in Tanzania, CCM, what we have in South Africa, ANC party, or what we have in China as Communist Party. But the big problem in this country is that in Kenya we are yet to embrace the issue of bringing the country together and forget about tribalism. Our politics is still tribal. Because of that, if you check on the appointment that Uhuru Kenyatta made in 2013, 2017, and even what Ruto has tried to make, you will see it has been a reward from regions where he got more votes. Mount Kenya was heavily rewarded, and then followed with these other tribes that helped him. But if you go to Nyanza region, you find it is only one slot in Luo Nyanza, and then Kawakisi also one slot. You go to Ukambani, same thing. What about Coast region? There was no balance because Ruto was rewarding the areas on how he was getting these votes. So for us to reach that level of where Tanzania, South Africa, or China is, when you are making a selection of your cabinet, then consider the face of the country and let it be equal. That way we can reach there. But as of now, we are not yet there. And we might not get there if they still play the same politics. Now, that beside, it is true, the way I've explained, Ruto is trying to cut short Musalia Wetangula's ambition to become president. Maybe as a plan to bring in Rigathi Gachagua or another person from Mount Kenya region to return a favor, so that it will remain to be a game of Kikuyu, Kalenjin. Kalenjin, Kikuyu. If Mudavadi will accept that, that is the direction they are heading to. And the next deputy president will come from Rift Valley. The second person who is going to be another casualty here is a senator, not senator, now is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Musalia Wetangula. And by the way, before I forget, those people who are going to take the CS slots, and even Wetangula as the Speaker of the National Assembly, it means they are supposed to resign as party leaders. So it means Musalia Wetangula will no longer be party leader of ANC. Maybe you need to choose someone who will be working on his behalf. Akwe to become a clone. Same thing to Wetangula. The way Eugene Wamalwa alikuwa na Wafula Wamunyanya as his clone in the DAP party. So that means already even Mudavadi, Wetangula, akina hao wengine wote, they will lose the position of party leader. And for Wetangula to negotiate anywhere, definitely he has always used Ford Kenya Party. And that is what has propelled him even to become the Speaker of the National Assembly. That is what helped him to negotiate even for the position of the leader of minority in the Senate in 2013 during that code formation thing. So if he will cease to be Ford Kenya Party leader, that means he cannot negotiate using Ford Kenya Party. And that alone put him on a risk side. As simple as that. So that means Ruto will have a say everywhere. But there will be nothing like negotiating the way they negotiated here. That's why you see Wetangula was able to get a slot and even negotiate for a Ford Kenya person to take over the CS for health. Wile msichana ni wa Ford Kenya. Alikuwa na run kule Trans Nzoia. Another casualty here is going to be the current Speaker of the Senate. Kingi is going to be another casualty because now they were trying to develop a Coast Region political party. But seemingly, it's like Ruto want to bring UDA party to Coast, but now in the form of Kenya Kwanza, and that's what Kingi will be campaigning for. So you just campaign, waiting to be rewarded, but nothing to negotiate as a principle. Another person is the immediate former Machakos governor, Alfred Mutua. Alfred Mutua wants to take over from Kalonzo Musyoka. And the only way he can do this is if he is a party leader there. But once he will get this slot and then merge Chap Party, Maendeleo Chap Party, that means he loses the control of becoming a party leader, and therefore the only person who will have party in Ukambani is Kalonzo Musyoka. So that alone make Kalonzo Musyoka more stronger in his party, and for him he will be working under William Ruto in Kenya Kwanza Party. And then, yes, the list goes on. Another people, ni kama akina nani. I think these are the major people, but majorly, the person who is going to be affected, it is Musalia Wetangula and Wetangula. I'm just wondering, and I'm amazed to see how Mudavadi will lose ANC party and just become a member in UDA, in Kenya Kwanza party. Same thing to Wetangula. This is a big blow if they will allow themselves to go into that direction. And that's how they will kill their hopes of maybe vying as a presidential candidate with a formidable political party. So Ruto is here to dismantle them and bring another Mount Kenya leader to them through the Kenya Kwanza party. See you in our next video, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.